That was pretty. Thank you. My name is Jeremy Myers. I serve as the Christensen Professor of Religion and Vocation here at Augsburg and the Executive Director of the Christensen Center for Vocation. And we're partnering with Campus Ministry to do a new series this year called Uncovering Vocation. So on the second and fourth Tuesday on most second and fourth Tuesdays of each month, we'll have a member of the Augsburg community sharing a tidbit of their vocation story with us in chapel. Our first guest, first guest is Dr. Paula O'Loughlin, our new provost here at Augsburg and Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs. Paula received her PhD in political science from the University of Minnesota, served as provost and dean of the faculty at Coe College, most recently in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And before that, held leadership positions at Gustavus Adolphus and the University of Minnesota Morris, and also taught at Carleton College, Macalester, and the University of Minnesota. So been around, and now we're grateful to have you here with us, and thanks for taking us on this first journey into vocation, Paula. Thank you. So let's give Paula a warm welcome.
No, that's the main character today. But I'm gonna read a poem called Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love who it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. The world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things.
Thanks, Toby. I've titled these remarks Revise and Resubmit. For those not familiar with the scholarly publication process, revise and resubmit is what happens when you put what you think is a really, really perfect paper up for publication, and they neither accept nor reject it. Instead, the reviewers give you feedback to follow, and you find out what your actual important point was. Now the story. It's about 12 years ago at a small college out on the prairie. I'm a political science professor living my perfect life in a small college town. I'm at a college where everyone loves politics, where the students are smart, mischievous, earnest. I'm tenured. I'm enmeshed in helping my students write their own stories, which means, for those of you who aren't used to hearing me use that language, helping them learn about possibilities and have the sense of self to know they can do anything they want to do. I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about my future, but when I imagined it, I was happy. I would be one of those legends, at least in my own mind, of the college. Hubris was not a problem. As perfect as my life was, however, I slowly began to realize two things. While I absolutely adored everything I was doing, my success had reached a point of diminishing returns, and my bandwidth was gone. I couldn't keep it all going at the level I wanted to provide every student I worked with the same level of experience. And even if I could have done that, it was still the problem that not every student would be able to access the experiences I was offering. I had a father of a 2-year-old who couldn't intern in DC because of custody. I had another student who had to make more money over the summer than my paid summer research opportunity offered. And I very proudly thought I was helping every student write their own story, and that the only puzzle I had to solve was a scale problem. Yeah, I did have a scale problem. if I wanted more students to have access to these opportunities, I was going to have to let go and instead teach others and create systems that would make it possible for others to do the same thing. But the more important thing, the much more important thing I realized, and all of a sudden I got humble, is that scale alone wouldn't be enough to give all students the chance to write their own stories. If I was serious about my goal, then I had to leave what I was doing and loved and felt loved for, and move from changing individuals' lives to changing systems and also changing structures. If all young people were to have, that I worked with, were to have the chance to write their own stories, then the character of the small liberal arts college education I adored and which had changed my own life had to move from privilege to inclusive excellence, where everyone had access to all the opportunities. I wish I could tell you there was an apocryphal moment, but there wasn't. I could tell you what the classes I was teaching were. It was a gradual realization and a grieving. And then it was done, and I was done, and I had begun a whole new journey. It wasn't easy, and it was also the simplest and smartest decision I've made in my life besides marrying my best friend. Game on. And my calling was both radically different and the same as well. I still absolutely love working with students and sneak in mentoring at all times. But my centering joy work is different. And what I learned in this process brings me back to Mary Oliver. There's this weird thing about feeling at times like you shouldn't love what you do when you go to the dark side and become a college leader. But you can and should do what makes your heart sing or completes you, even if it wasn't in your plan or what's accepted by your peers. Mary Oliver says you do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. Second, I started off thinking I had to play a role to do this work. Imagine grim bureaucrats who never smile. But over time, I realized my best truth wasn't being myself. My friends in student affairs told me this great line, which I've never lost, which is, you be you. As Oliver says, you only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. And so as I allowed myself to be that person and do this work, the fun I felt as a teacher came back to me. Being oneself is a superpower we can all access. When you're doing what you believe matters, you can find beauty and symmetry, even if you aren't always feeling others' positive energy. And let me tell you, you get to know yourself and what matters better when your ego is not being fed, when you're making the right decisions and not always the most popular decisions. So last but not least, trust the signals the world is giving you. As Oliver says, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. So don't be afraid to listen to the wild geese and to revise and resubmit.